Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Box Score Sports YouTube channel. In this clip, we are going to continue our NBA exit interviews, and we're going to do the Chicago Bulls. Before me and Clint give our thoughts on the Bulls season and offseason, let us know in the comments down below how you felt about their offseason. Their season, and how you feel about their offseason and them going forward. Grade their season as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Clint, the Bulls last year went 39-43. They made the play-in tournament and they ended up losing to the Heat. How would you grade their season?
I believe I picked them to be a play-in team. They finished there, so I'll just give them C as my average grade. I'll just give them a C. They had some good, some bad, and the Bulls, as we've talked about for a few years now, some of their moves just are questionable. So I think for what the Bulls are, probably did average.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're listening, like me and Clint's grades are a little different because my grades were average was like a B, and anything lower is means they were below average to me. So I gave a B minus. I think some of the things that I like that they finally got rid of Levine. They also traded away. Who was it? I thought they traded away DeRozan as well before the season. So they're starting to kind of unload some of these veteran contracts, which we've been clamoring for them to do. To like, you can't just be mediocre all the time. You got to figure out what direction you want to go. I think by trading Levine, they kind of gave this the sign that that's the way they're going. Just some things that came out of the season that I liked. I think Giddey had a pretty good season, the best season I think so far in his career, which shows that he can kind of be like a primary ball handler or a secondary ball handler on a team. And his shooting got better this year as well. So that was like the only pro I came away from the season.
Yeah, I thought Kobe White looked really good too in stretches. Again, clearing up, taking Levine out, taking DeRozan out, like some of that, those guys that need the ball, and seeing Kobe White look better than he's reaching his ceiling. And you see Josh Giddey second half of the year. Again, the corner three looked better. He's a really good facilitator. He had some monster numbers at the end of the year. So just seeing them clear out for some of these younger guys, probably a little too late, as we can get into. But that is a positive to see. Hopefully they round the corner and just kind of veer into this as some of these contracts expire or move some of them. But those, for me, those were two positives of the year for the Bulls.
Yeah, how about any negatives?
I still think they didn't clear out enough, like
Yeah.
just dumping Vucevic. Like I get, you're going to run into the temptation. He's an unrestricted free agent after next year. You going to extend him, or are you just going to ride this out and see if you can dump him on someone? But they have even Kobe White, 12.8, then unrestricted free agent. Like they probably should have done this a tad sooner. So just negative. They haven't really cashed in assets. Maybe the Caruso for Giddey, call it a break even at this point, but
Yeah.
Not really getting even low premium assets for these guys over the last couple of years is starting to show.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about the Bulls being like the worst offenders, but just like waiting too long to make moves, and then you're like Caruso, Levine, and DeRozan, like their price tags just get cheaper and cheaper. Like, and so you wait too long and you can't get what you could have gotten for them if you would have traded them at the time. And then, like you mentioned, them having those veteran players on the team for as long as they have, now you have to wonder about the young players that are coming up with extensions where you wish you could have just like gave them the ball, like Kobe White, go to town for 2 years. Let's see what you got. Giddy, let's give you the whole year. You couldn't do that because you had these veteran players on your team. So that's like the one con I had, like still in limbo. You kind of don't know what, I mean, it's clear what they're trying to do, but like their roster doesn't show what they're trying to do yet, I think is the problem. And then the other thing is, Lonzo Ball, I put as a con too because I know at the beginning of the season it sounded like he was going to be healthy and stuff, and it's just like he's still dealing with these injuries. And I think he only played like he started only 14 games. I think he only played like 30. So I just feel kind of bad for him because he had that one. The Bulls had that one moment, and it was just like Lonzo was looking good, like he could be a starter in this league, and then all of a sudden the injuries piled on him. So I just wanted to throw it there as a con.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see someone's basically career derailed. I mean, it was a miracle that he even came back from having that graft put in his knee, but you can see, and they extended him. I think they gave him what 2 years, 20 million, which is nice. He if he could play, 50 games, or he could just play 10 to 20 minutes off the bench, he's still a valuable player for what he can do. But it's sad to see his peak career behind him now.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. Okay, let's look at the off season. So for the Bulls, some of the decisions they have to make. They don't have like Giddy, I guess, he's a restricted free agent, I think. So they'll probably re-sign him, but that's really the only like main player that they have that's a free agent. They have the 12th and the 42, the 42nd pick in the draft. And they also have seven future first round picks and six second round picks, which means that those are the what's it called? Their future assets that they could trade if they want, and they do have 80 million in expiring contracts going into the offseason. So, where do you want to see the Bulls? Where do you think they go this year? Start the offseason discussion. What do you think of the Bulls?
I would love for the Bulls to just use this next season, 25, 26, is like a reset year.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the expiring. I mean, if you can get something for the expiring, by all means, if you can dump it for a pick, if you can dump it to just save some team money, one of these second apron teams that maybe needs to cut 10 million, and if you can send them Zach Collins and take back 10 million more and maybe get some picks, by all means do that. But Vucevic, Herder, Zach Collins, Kobe White, you probably want to keep or explore. He might have some real value out there. Let him go. Maybe not Kobe White, but just let them reset, and you then can carry a ton of cap space, even after paying Giddy. Hopefully, you don't pay Giddy like a max or something.
Right, you're correct. He's not worth that.
Just kind of reset that. Because I would hate to just re-sign it and then you have those 7 first, 6 seconds, 2 picks. Like I would hate to use that now to just plot in the mediocre of the East. And even though you could probably make a couple of moves and maybe get to the 6th seed, like you're not really going to contend. And they've kind of habitually done that the last few years. So I would, if I was a Bulls fan, I would love to see them just use this coming year as a reset. They're a big enough market. I think they could draw someone with cap space, or even then having more assets to trade for a couple players to fit into all that cap space. That would be my preferred approach.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I just think like I don't think there's much of a I don't feel like they have much of a choice. Or I should say the choice is clear. Is like let your young guys grow, get off these expirings for assets if you can. If you can't, they expire at the end of the year, so don't do anything crazy, right? And maybe like have a year where you kind of tank, right? Like I mean, they have a roster that they can let grow, and you're just going to lose because there are a lot of young players, right? Like we don't even know what Patrick Williams is or isn't. Like he's probably just a role player at this point, but look, it's just so funny to me because it was like 4 years ago they wouldn't trade him for Jeremy Grant. It's like let's see what these young guys have. Get rid of the veterans that are kind of like in the way, and then hopefully like you can just get more assets and just build, and then you'll get like a top 3 pick next year. That's what I would aim for if I'm the Bulls. That's what I would focus my offseason on, is just set myself up to let the young guys grow and know that you're just going to have a bad year next year.
For sure. They probably should have done it a couple years ago, but
Oh yeah,
there's ever a time as any where you look at their cap situation, the guys that are going to be that they can just let go, and based on the apron stuff that we have, they're like in a perfect spot to just dump a guy to save team money. And even if you're just getting some seconds back, just add to that, because as we said, the Bulls are one of those glamour franchises that if they can revive, are extremely popular. And if you can have a full box of assets, cap space going into next off season, I think you could be a dangerous team as far as acquiring pretty much anything that you'd want.
Yeah, correct. Okay, long shot for the Bulls.
So the Bulls being the Bulls, I put down, are they like a dark horse of trying to get Kuminga?
Oh, you are kidding me. Guess what I have? I have Kuminga. Okay, go ahead. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
I just thought the Bulls sometimes tend to overpay, and if they want to play hardball with the Warriors can only pay so much to keep some flexibility, or to make it at least a value contract for them to sign and then trade later this season, upcoming season. So the Bulls might be one of those teams where you could dump Vucevic, clear up it, and then give Kuminga a big offer sheet. I wouldn't do it, but Kuminga, there's only a few teams I think that could fall into, and the Bulls always jump out as a team that do something that I would consider a little questionable.
Sure. Question for you. Can they do a sign? Because people have been talking about signing trades with Kuminga. Is that still a possibility for the Warriors?
So I had this for the Warriors. Actually, we do it. But if you sign and trade someone, so if say they paid him $30 million a year, he counts as $30 million for the Bulls if he was going to the Bulls, but he only counts as 15 for the Warriors. It's half.
Okay.
So if they traded him for, just say, Vucevic.
Yeah.
Right. It's an unbalanced trade because they would count as 30 for the Bulls, and the Warriors would be taking half plus 6 to make Vucevic. So you'd have to almost do a double sign and trade to equal out contracts. It's a weird hang up. Another thing they changed. And then the Warriors would be hard capped at the first apron. So it is possible, but it makes it tough on the Warriors to sign and trade him unless they were taking back like Kobe White.
Okay.
But I don't know if the Bulls would then be thrilled to do that.
Okay. So half of his salary, Vooch is at 21. So they would have to, if they did a sign and trade, they'd have to somehow get it to where Kuminga's contract's like $38 million a year or something like that, right? Like is basically okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, is like if the Bulls wanted like a young player that you're like, well, they're someone with a lot of potential that maybe hasn't been tapped into yet, Kuminga would be the guy that I thought that they might go to. And I was like, well, what if they just sign and trade and get Vooch? But that was sort of my long shot for them too. So there we go. Anything else on the Bulls? No, okay. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks so much for listening to this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. Let us know what you think of the Bulls offseason and what they should do and what direction they should go. Like the channel, subscribe if you like what you're hearing. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will talk to you all soon. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.